tonight to our first and premiere episode of Deep Magic, Chapter 1, Goblin Market. I'm so excited to have everybody here and so excited to announce our cast. I'm Spectre, the storyteller, and Changeling the Dreaming is my favorite setting, so I'm really excited to bring this to you. So without further ado, we're going to start at the top. MJ, tell us a little about yourself.
Hi, I'm MJ Bradley Lestrange. I'm going to be portraying Gray, who is a Selkie, and in Mundane Life is also a punk rock musician on tour.
And Rhea.
I'm Rhea. I am. This is my first time playing Changeling, so I'm super excited. I'm going to be playing Anil, who is a knocker, and in human life is a blacksmith in Detroit.
Awesome. And Velvet.
Hi everyone, I'm Velvet. Also my first time playing Changeling, so I'm pretty stoked. I'm playing Rose, or Lakoka, Redcap and resident manic pixie mean girl. Doesn't really have much of a career besides just roaming and kicking ass.
And Michelle.
Talking shit in the bathroom hall.
Hi, I'm Michelle Crystallight, and I am playing Iris Yarmood, our resident Sheed, and all around just a really nice, pleasant gal to talk to if you just give her the chance.
And Junie.
I'm Junie Varnesh, and I'm playing Lady Annunciata of the Slow. I am not only a librarian, but I also read tarot cards on the side.
Awesome. And Evan. You're muted, babe. Unless I'm losing my mind.
Fixed it.
There we go.
Nah, you're not. I was on push to talk, but the push part wasn't working. Evan Ivy, playing Cormac Blackwatch, a troll. This is also my first time playing it. Cormac, in his human life, is a delivery man for underground operations.
Awesome. So, we're going to jump right into it. We find our group of wayward changelings at the Royal Riot, hosted by Queen Laurel of the Kingdom of Northern Ice. The Royal Riot has only ever been held 3 times in current human history. Once for Laurel's current ascension, once for the return of her son, Prince Mahone, and once for the opening of the portal beneath Lake Huron. Invitations to the Royal Riot were a nightmare to coordinate, and safety precautions to ensure mortals didn't break into the revelry were also a nightmare, but that's not anyone here's problem. Your problem was the passcode. I mean, it was a moose once bit my sister, but also it was clearly a puka in charge of that passcode. And the troll at the gate is very, very done with it. He has clearly heard the entire monologue several times. What is within a riot? Well, it's nothing like any mortal has ever seen, and most changelings either. The mortal side of it is a riot of brightly colored tents and shops and people yelling and fire dancing, and it is all being held on the in the Banff National Forest, which also must have been quite impressive to keep most mortals out of this giant space for the space of a week. There are 10 tribes of various kits, various houses. There are fights and songs and competitions that break out everywhere, and there is a very powerful contract being enforced today this week to ensure that everyone obeys the sheet for the entirety of the week that you are there. So we're going to start at the top and ask Gray, what do you look like? How did you get here? And what are you doing?
Okay. Figuring out what Gray looks like has been difficult because Gray does not want to be perceived, which is weird because Gray is a Selkie and they thrive on being perceived. I don't know. It's difficult to figure out what they look like.
Well, what does your
I'm
seal
gonna have to
coat?
work on that.
What does your seal coat look like?
Oh, like what mundane object would it be?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I'm going to say it is probably my vest that I am wearing.
Okay. And how did you get
Denim
to
vest,
this
covered in pink.
chaos?
My band has been on tour, and as we were cutting across, I got the invitation. I think that sounds right.
Yep.
Stop me if I'm saying
you're
something
correct.
that just sounds bananas. So I left my band behind so I could go off on my own adventure.
Awesome. Anil, what do you look like? How did you get here? And what are you doing?
So Anil is about 6 feet tall and has kind of a light bronze skin tone. She's very muscularly built. She clearly works with her hands a lot. You can see burn marks kind of on her hands and on her arms. She has short brown-red hair with the sides on each side shaved off. And she has a tattoo on her back, which is a sparrow in black and white. Her markings as a knocker are a red and white swirl pattern all over her face. So when she's not in human form, that is what she looks like. And her hair gets slightly spikier and is more white than brown red when she is not when she's not in her changeling form. Because she lives in Detroit, she's relatively close to where this portal opened, and both has wanted the chance to witness some of the creations that other people have made, as well as figuring out why there's this portal here, and is it going to affect her directly?
Fair. Velvet, what do you look like? How did you get here? And what are you doing?
Didn't realize I was muted. Rose is the perfect size. Really tall. She's got a leather jacket that's like a size or two too big. She's got a big and pair of Doc Martens, but like the bastard child of like Doc Martens and platform boots. She's rocking that like tattered fit. And I thought it would be a good time to check out, see if anything interesting came out of it.
Awesome. All right. Michelle, what do you look like? How did you get here? And what are you doing?
Well, naturally, of course, I'd be interested in coming here. After all, I was invited. Who wouldn't want to have Lady Diarmuid at their event? It's just natural to want me around. And I'm mostly here, not only because I'm curious about seeing all the revelries and fun, I'm here because I want to have a good time, enjoy myself, get to see wonderful pieces, plus like the showcase of all of the greatest fashions. My hair is perfectly poofed to its perfect, poignant purpose. And I am wearing the latest fashion and some sensible 3-inch heels.
Awesome. And what are you doing? Anything else?
Basically, she is going around with her, with some of the help that she brought with her, to keep an eye on herself as well, but to make sure that things here are just swimming and lovely and delightful and nothing can go wrong.
Junie, what do you look like? how did you get here, and what are you doing?
Well, it was very simple. I was told to come here. I came here, I believe, by flight. Being as what I am, I look very much what I am. Black hair, put up into 2 braids, straight across both sides of my head with at least what they tell me is a fashionable hair ornament. I can't tell you. I can't see. I'm blind. So really, they tell me that I'm wearing black, so I must believe them. I think it's a black dress. Or at least I feel it. I walk around with a cane, but it looks more like a bow staff for everyone else.
Awesome. And Evan, what do you look like? How did you get here? And what are you doing?
Well, I can answer the last question first. I'm the help that Iris mentioned. Promises. Don't make them. As far as what he looks like, big guy, 6'6", short, black hair, somewhat poorly kept black beard that grows more from neglect than cultivation, and an overall thick-built frame. But not because he's like a big muscle-bound freak. He's just got a really excessive dad bod. He's kind of a big guy. Green eyes and a resting face that can be generously described as thoughtful and less generously described as doing mental math with great difficulty.
Excellent.
And he got here, as I said, based on a promise, arrived with Iris, is more or less in service to Iris for now, and does not want to be here.
It's fair. So, as you all have arrived here, I'm guessing you all have put up tents somewhere in this festival area. Do you have a particular area you would gravitate towards, or are you looking for anybody specific that would make that natural? I know Iris, the house would have invited you to essentially bunk down with them to some extent.
Does that mean I get a fancy bed?
Yes, you do. Also, Lakoka, wherever you have decided to bunk down, you have been put into timeout jail. It was one too many fights, one too many drinks. There are so many pretty people at this place. It's intense everywhere, and everyone has the ability to make illusions and magic happen around you. And, you just got really excited, and now your jailer, Dwillin, the Boggin, is just really into trying to help you work through your rage issues. And, Neil, what are you doing? Where do you set up camp?
I think I'd set up camp close to where, all of the inventors and other knockers are. I feel like I would... I'm pretty good, I think you make pretty good work for humans, but for Fae, I am not remotely skilled enough. So I'm trying to take a look and learn from others at the periphery.
There are definitely almost full workshops in certain tents here. They're not immediately perceivable if you were a mortal, but in certain tents, if you go in them, they're like the TARDIS, a lot bigger on the inside, and there's a lot of work going on. There's a lot of yelling. There's a lot of yelling, mostly between the knockers, and the Dougals insert their 3 cents in every, half hour or so. They're equally obsessive about their inventions. They're just not as sweary about it. Annunciata. How are you spending this time? Where do you end up?
I am actually a lady in the House of Dougal, so I am with them, and if there are any Sloa there, I'm definitely having high tea.
There are definitely Slua there. They tend to congregate in slightly darker, slightly quieter areas. There are some areas closer to the forest that they tend to go to. Also, there is a full Slua encampment as well. So if you want to go over there, there's a group of them, largely because they can enforce the silence in that area more than because they really want to hang out with each other. Everyone else is very noisy. Greg, where are you hanging out?
Gray's probably hanging out with all the artisans near the storytellers, the musicians, much like Anil, picking up as many things as possible and trying to improve their own skill.
Excellent. Now, for the duration of the Royal Riot, everyone has an allotment of glamour while you're here. You can take up to 1 point a day, courtesy of the Queen. There is an entrance to the Dreaming in the center of the fairgrounds. Well, I say close to the center because the center of the fairgrounds is Lake Louise. If you enter the Dreaming, the fair continues on the other side. It's just brighter and noisier and more chaotic. And Lake Louise itself is a sheet of glass that you can see on the other side. As the different houses and kiths congregate on it, they impact various bits of the Dreaming. So, for example, the Selkie Corner have created a segment of water in Lake Louise that they can get in despite the glassy nature of most of it. There are a couple of mermaids underneath as well, so you can run into mermaids and Morgan underneath the water if you want to hang out with them. The Sluagh stuff, you can't get grand Victorian quiet houses or bats and belfries here, but you can get some really nice cave work going on. So you have a lot more of that architecture going on. The red caps are noisy and fighting with the Cluricons almost constantly. The Cluricons are okay with it, though, because, they like a good fight and they like a good drink, too. The Knocker segment becomes more full of chimerical inventions and treasures and things like that. And then, of course, as in all situations, there are the merchants. You can buy treasures. You can buy levered items. You can buy promises if you want to. However, there are a number of officials of Queen Laurel's court here to oversee contracts. So if you do that in the main section of the market, they will ensure that the contracts are overseen and kept. So be aware that there are people here who can enforce those things. Now, what do you all visit first? Iris, you have an idea. I can see it.
Hey, Corey.
Ma'am, please call me back.
Okay, don't call me ma'am.
Touche.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Yeah, we're going?
I think the market would be a wonderful, delightful place to go find some things. Find unique things. It would be an absolute and wonderful delight. And
whatever you say.
Oh, come on, don't be so boring.
Oh, I'm not being bored, I'm being cooperative. Isn't that why you brought me?
I brought you here because I wanted someone who could pretty much beat the three of me in a fight.
We're fighting?
Well, there's tournaments.
You didn't tell me that. Okay.
There are.
All right, well, let's...
There's definitely tournaments.
Missed that last time. Okay, well, let's toddle off to the market then. Let's go have fun. Is that what you want? Okay.
I want to have fun.
You're adorable. He pats her on the head. Man, that's no give at all. Some rigidity.
Gray, your mentor is here today. Your mentor is an issue. Anywhere there are issue, they stand around and tell stories. And they tell stories to great effect right now because there are no unglamoured mortals on presence here. The only time you will see a mortal is if they are enchanted, or there are a couple of exceptions of people we are aware will chrysalis. They cannot enter the Dreaming right now, but they have been identified to have face souls, so there are a couple of them wandering around here too. So the issue have the ability to use tailcraft, and to use illusion. And so when they tell their stories, they tend to make them happen around you. It is the most spectacular thing you've ever seen. It is better than every projection and every light show you have ever seen in your entire life. And it is something that one day you could possibly do. And your mentor is not necessarily the most famous of them, but has definitely cornered a section of the storytelling area and is telling a fabulous story about the last time they were in Paris and met a vampire.
Delightful.
And Neil, is there anything specific you wanted while you were here?
So I think I'd spend probably about half my time in the workshop just trying to create something impressive as best as I could to put up for judging. Mm-hmm. And I think I would alternate between working on an object and going into the market to try to find something that I could use either within the thing I'm creating itself, or as like a tool to help build it. Okay. So I'd probably be like running back and forth like a madwoman.
Roll me a perception and investigation, and I'll come back to what you actually can find. La Coca. This is a very boring sort of pen in which they have taken your scythe. It's not dangerous. It's not even particularly like hemmed in. You're just stuck in it, and you're not really sure why you're stuck in it. Dwillin, however, is very sympathetic, and he says to you, "Now, I know you like to get into a fight. I don't like to get into a fight, but I do like watching fights. So I just want you to know that maybe y'all shouldn't get into a fight with House Baylor. Just don't do it. Like, because you were lucky there was a Gwydion nearby, because, like, I know you need stuff, but, like, have you heard what they do to people? Like, it ain't pretty."
They were lucky someone was there to break it up. And they started it. I don't totally remember what happened, but 95% sure they started it.
I mean, that's possible. It's sometimes part of their recruitment process. But, like, somebody made a complaint, and, like, now you're here. So, like, do you want to talk about anything? Because, like, this is a party, and, like, I really want you to have a good time.
I mean, yeah, I kind of have a problem. Somebody made a complaint. What kind of party do you have you invite narcs at? Like, if they have a problem, they can bring it here. Who are they complaining to?
He goes, "Well, people are still touchy. There's still things you can offend people with. There's still all kinds of little contracts going on, like the contract that says I have to stand here and guard the prisoners." So, and I just feel so bad for all of y'all, because you could be out there, and it'd be great.
So if I wasn't a prisoner, you wouldn't have to guard me?
Kinda, yeah, but you also did have a complaint, and so I have to guard you. I'm so sorry. And then I'm going to get this.
Just call me Anne for short.
Anne, are you hanging out with your slua or with your house today?
Being that there's a market, I think that I'm going to have a slua escort me with the market so that I can make sure I'm having correct tarot card readings, making sure that if I'm hearing things correctly, one can always make sure that we find the secrets that need to be found.
Okay. And is everybody headed to the mortal side of this market, or are they headed to the dreaming side of this market?
Cormac, which side do you think would be the funnest?
I spend way too much time in the human world. Let's go check out the dreaming.
And she puts her hand up for a high five.
All right, I need Anne, Mac, and Iris, and Anil to roll me a perception and alertness, please.
Am I allowed to add on for Q senses for Harry?
Yes. Yes, you absolutely are.
Did you want
Okay.
my perception and investigation first?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for that I got 2, 6, 7, 8, 10.
Okay, I need to give y'all the success level on this is an 8, guys. So just be aware of that.
2 successes.
You're okay. Yours was 6 because you're just looking for stuff.
4 successes.
Fantastic. Then you are able to find most of the components you're looking for. One of them is much too expensive for you to pay for, though.
How good is security around the tent?
Well, it's a Dougal tent, so I'll leave that up to you to figure out.
I got a 3.
Considering,
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, considering Rhea doesn't know anything about Dougals.
If Anne is by Anil,
Mm-hmm.
and can hear that she got a 3 success, she'll actually step up and offer to pay for it.
Nice. And with your 3 success, though, you know something. How many successes did Iris and Mac get, though?
So 10s are with 2, right?
Yes.
So 3.
Cool. And Mac?
And this was perception and what else?
Alertness.
Okay.
It's just kind of how noticey you are.
So if I have 0 pips in something, it's just a straight up 1 roll, right?
Yep.
Okay, so 0 successes on alertness.
Okay.
And 0 on perception.
You are an excellent bodyguard. You are so sure that nothing is happening.
4 pips!
For perception and alertness, I got a big goose egg.
Cool. You are also sure nothing is happening.
I'm very concerned about the transactions that I'm making.
Yes. Yes. Iris and Anne, though, you are very aware that someone is following you. However, you cannot see who it is.
Iris is gonna go through the motions of being like, yeah, I'm just an airhead looking at baubles. Oh my goodness, look at this bauble right here. Oh my goodness. Cray.
Yes, ma'am.
Isn't this bauble right here looking so beautiful? You know, don't you just want to like follow it around and figure out what it's doing?
Like a will-o-wisp, ma'am.
He
leans down really close. He goes, "Are you okay?"
I think we might have a tail.
Got it.
Yeah. People who are watching me for the wrong reasons.
And you can hear the tail. You couldn't have seen it even if you wanted to, but you can hear it. That is, pretty normal. Gray, I want to come back to you for a second because you have an ability to, say what's on your mind and say some very true things. And yesterday, you just had this overwhelming sense of dread about what was going to happen today. It didn't happen the first day you were here, but it is happening today. You're certain it's going to happen today. And you're just absolutely certain that today somebody is going to befuddle you.
Okay.
And that's all you know. But it comes with that bad shiver down your spine.
Okay. Do I have, any directional sense attached to this?
No, it's just going to happen here. And you said so to your mentor, who just kind of stared at you and went, "It's happening again, isn't it?"
Me sitting there being like, why can't I have anxiety like a normal person?
Also, I will say that if you are interested in the performances and the storytelling, it will be better on the dreaming side, largely because you don't have to.
That's what I was thinking.
To worry about what mortals could videotape.
That's what I was thinking. So I don't know if that implies I'm already on the dreaming side or if.
Probably.
Yeah, okay.
Anil?
So, was Anne able to hear the transaction and offered to pay? Was that a thing that actually happened?
Yes,
or
that is a thing that actually happened.
Okay. So Anil will look at Anne and just be like, "Why the fuck are you doing this?
Not
What
good.
the fuck am I gonna owe you?"
Did I ask for a price?
Everything has a price.
True, but not true at the same time.
I can make you something, I guess, maybe? I don't know what you fucking want. Like, Jesus Christ, just give me some fucking...
Take a breath. And I want you to say, how about this? My price is when the time comes and you're inspired to make something for me, then it is mine. Whenever. Ready.
I hold up my hands and realize that she's blind.
The assistant to Anne will gently take her right hand and okay. And then she'll help her shake the hand.
Thank you very much.
The shopkeeper can hear all of this, and y'all are in the main market, so as you go through this, there is a clanging bell that goes off, and this contract has been noted.
Those bells.
Forget about the bells. The fucking bells.
Forgive me, what is your name?
Anil. You can call me Anil. And yours?
Lady Annuncia Cotton, Ambassador of Bats, and she'll actually get a grand courtesy.
Well, Miss Lady,
It's called me.
that was very nice.
You're welcome. Can you do me a favor?
Yeah, maybe?
I just need you to look behind me. As you see, I really can't do that myself. And it seems, I feel like somebody might be following me.
Should I make another roll for that? Or
Sure, you can, since you have been notified that there's something to look for, I will lower the difficulty of it, and you will do another perception and alertness here, and it will be a difficulty of 7.
one success, but it was a 10, so 2 successes then?
I mean, you get the impression that she's probably worried about something, but you can't see it.
I trust you, but I don't see anything that jumps out at me. I'm sorry.
Fair enough. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. If anything I or House Dougal can help you with, please help me now.
I will. Thank you.
Of course. I hope that your days are well here today.
So,
Yours too?
So as you are all wandering through your respective areas, minus La Coca, who is being nattered at by Dwillin, who is very well intentioned, you have a slipping feeling. And it's not the weirdest thing here, because of course there's a lot of glamour being used here, so that's not necessarily bad. But I need everybody, if you have an ability to resist mental things, this would be the moment to use it. Otherwise,
How would we know?
So in your stuff, I have everybody's stuff written down. I believe Anne has some ability with her strength of will to avoid some of that, so she does have some stuff. Gray, you do not, so you will have a base roll just like everyone else. So Anil is the same. Do you have something that would work, Cormac?
Not exactly, but I had something specifically for the situation of being tailed. When you were putting in the specialties,
Mm-hmm.
you have 4 pips minimum, right?
Mm-hmm.
one of the things I had under perception was hard to follow. By nature of his work, I figured I would have something whereas he's a hard person to follow, and he's good at picking up tails. Ironic that I missed them. But if Iris pointed it out to me, I was wondering if that would have a mechanical impact on the landscape.
Yes, it will. If you attempt to get away from the tail, like now that you're aware of it, it will be easier for you to do so.
Okay. If she would point that out to me, that would be the first thing I would try.
Okay, that's fine. If you're going to try and shake the tail, I would give it either a wits and stealth or a wits and survival, or wits and streetwise. One of those groups there.
That's definitely going to be some streetwise.
Cool. As for everyone else, while he's doing that, unless you can resist for some reason, this is to resist it. I'm going to have everybody roll wits and alertness, because I don't know that you can escape it, but I know that you can see it.
And please refresh my memory for dice rolling. If you have multiple pips, it's 1 die per pip?
Yes. And this is going to be a difficulty of 8 to perceive.
Those I can't see.
Mm-hmm. You will be able to tell the difference between the landscape you were in versus the landscape that is being shifted. Okay. 3.
I got nothing.
Cool.
Am I rolling as well? Just
Yep.
make sure.
Everyone is
Okay, I got an 8.
Cool.
5.
What was the...
You got 8 successes on that?
Yeah, yes. So that was a pretty big pool for that.
Fair. Okay, well, I will say that everybody above a 4 knows this is an illusion. Everybody between 2 and 4 knows something has changed. And everybody below that knows nothing. And Lakota, you are very aware this is an illusion, but you don't know what to do about it. And as the illusion settles onto you, the noise of the market continues. But it reveals a winding path towards. And it is very clear what path you ought to be taking, because things tend to encroach upon you when you deviate from the path. So you follow winding stalls, you follow pathways of people that mysteriously open. It's like you're expected. Also, Lakoka, your prison is gone. It starts to fade away. And as it starts to fade away, you hear a voice. And it says, trying to get your attention.
Use your words, don't piss me.
She's like, and if you find the voice, you find a smaller than you, Pisky. And it says, fine, I won't give it back then.
Give what back?
And from behind its back, which isn't possible, it produces your scythe.
I'm gonna do like that very start out slow reaching and then just snatch it.
He goes, see, I told you wanted it. And it is, and it vanishes. What does everybody do?
What's Dwallin's reaction?
He's not there.
Oh, the whole scene was. Oh, yeah, I'm a dash then. Try to find my way out.
Okay. Cool. Mac, what did you do for your tail?
I was trying to work in between stalls and slip the tail, or at least slip them enough to get a good eye on them.
Okay. Your successes on that?
What was the difficulty?
It was because you have a specialty in this, so it'll be a 7 now.
Cool. 1 success.
Cool. Well, you get some moments where you don't feel like somebody's breathing down your neck, but the illusion is making it worse.
Yeah. I fucked the pooch on the illusion, so.
Mm-hmm.
All
What
right.
is everybody doing in the illusion right now?
To clarify, the illusion is the market?
It feels like a variation on the market. But it feels like there's only one path through it now.
Okay.
Follow the path.
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow the path because I don't notice anything wrong at all. I'm looking at like through my new stuff that I got, like kind of making sure that like Anne's not following me in like a creepy way.
Doesn't see the path. I'm kind of blind.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, she doesn't know that. She, who knows?
As you start to move here, you can all see each other. Well, and you can hear everyone else.
So anyway, Core, like I was saying, the key to finding the exact type of polished stone that you need for decorating, for interior decorating, is just a matter of time, hard work, and it's just things. No, it's always been like this. It's always been like this. Like, it's always been like this, right? Like the path. It's always been like.
Yeah, let's move down it a little bit.
Oh, okay then. How is our pet cat doing at home?
Just fine. Remind me what its name is.
Iris, is that you?
What?
What?
Iris?
You are being addressed by its slot.
I'm sorry. Do I know you?
I don't.
I'm Nancy Akata from Chicago.
Chicago. How can we help you?
There's a path and I'm supposed to follow it. I can't really see and I think I've lost my guide. Can you assist me?
Sure, so stick to the middle. We'll go on either side of you and we can all follow the yellow brick road together.
Or are we skipping?
If you want.
Please, no. It's
Then don't.
terribly hard with this dress.
Then that just means your dress doesn't have pockets. Like, don't you have your designers have your dresses with pockets?
Give it a leg slit.
Mm-hmm.
Mobility.
The ability to stow items?
No, but I have somebody in the court do that for me.
Oh, court.
Forgive me, I apologize. I can't really see what I'm wearing at times. But what were we talking about with polishing stones? I'm from House Dougal. I hear a lot of things.
Just interior decorating tips.
Man, we're not the only ones on the path at the moment.
And you do see the other three. Well, everyone, but Anne sees the other three wandering this path with you. In fact, they're the only people on the path when you look at it, because for whatever odd reason, the other people in the market make straight lines for you to pass through. They're not in those straight lines.
So I have no idea. Like, I am just like face down, like in my bag of stuff that I just bought. Like no fucking idea that I'm in the middle of an illusion following a path. I'm just like, wow, it's really lucky that I haven't like fucking run into someone.
Corey, are they doing a procession?
If they are, we're a part of it, ma'am.
Procession?
Warm welcomes.
Oh, yes.
So, you know what they say? As they do in Rome.
Do what the Romans do?
Exactly. If
What do
this...
the Romans do?
Walk the procession. And she links her arm, she links one arm under Anicia, one arm under Max. So it's like, really, really tall Mac. She's only slightly shorter because of her hair, Iris.
And then small.
Yep.
Tall.
And it's small.
Yep. So as you proceed down this path that has been laid out for you, it feels smaller and denser and smaller and denser and smaller and denser and smaller and denser until it's just pitch black. And you all wake up in a tent.
Together.
Mm-hmm. And sitting in the tent with you is another Slua. And she goes, "Oh, good. You're all awake. That was a lot of effort."
Right, what was a lot of effort?
"To get you all together."
Who's y'all?
I recognize her, and because she can't see me pointing at her.
Yes.
But no one. Who are you people?
Goes, "Should I make the introductions, or are you shy?"
I think it's best you do.
Excellent. So, you, Anne, so charming for you to come up here. We've heard a lot about you,
Charming to be had, thank you. I do appreciate it.
and I would be remiss without acknowledging the member of House Fiona, Iris. I am Annette. Cressida does nothing but speak your praises.
Oh, you know Cressida.
I do. I think
What?
I know more about Cressida than you do. And Mac. And Mac, you are the only person in this entire tent who recognizes this person. You met them last time you were here.
Ah, damn it. Okay.
And she smiles and goes, "Well met. I thought I
He's
hope you
not-
find it so."
He stops fiddling with his ring. He was spinning it on his finger nervously when she addresses him. He goes, "Good to see you again."
"Yes, it was an interesting time last time. And Gray, you know, I know your mentor Nival. He has been an entertaining storyteller, though he hasn't made it past Ondine's careful eye to the Queen yet. But I'm certain he will in time.
I'll make sure of it.
And Anil. My friendly little knocker, your inventions show great promise so far. I'm excited. And Lakoka, do you have any idea how difficult it was to get you in front of House Baylor? They're so excited about you. And then, had to have House William get into it because they're so honor-bound. It's beautiful. Did you enjoy Willem?
No. Also, I didn't do shit. House Baylor's a pack of fucking liars.
I mean, not exactly. They like a good fight. We just don't like them killing people.
What's the point of fighting then?
Because the fight is often glamour enough. Anyways, of course, I'm being totally remiss. I am Annette Shadowwind. No questions?
So everything about the path that we just walked, the yellow brick road and all that, that was just all...
Brilliant illusion. And of course, we couldn't have it look like we were contacted. That would be far too... Well, let's call it obvious.
Alright. Speaking of obvious, what do you want?
So, you might have noticed that a number of people have been brought together for this riotous occasion. And the new portal is very interesting and all of that, but I'm not particularly interested in that at the moment. I'm rather more interested that we may all end up alone.
Details. Okay. Let's zero in on that.
I mean, surely, I know I'm okay, but, there's gotta be a better fucking person who can help out with this than me. Like, why the fuck am I here?
Oh, better
What?
nothing than nothing.
I don't know anything about these fuckers. But why the fuck am I here?
An entire mood.
Well,
Like with what's their face? Like their fucking mentor. Like,
Hey,
why don't you fucking like talk to them instead? Right? Like, why are us shit tier fuckers here?
And
Whoa. What's this us stuff? Like, I'm down to punch an explosion. Who said I wasn't?
And,
Cheers.
and pardon me, what tier?
pardon?
A shit tier. Shit. You know, like what comes out of your ass.
But how can anything come out of your ass when your head is so far up it?
Listen, I'm not saying I'm better. I'm literally saying we're all in the same fucking boat, and the boat fucking sucks.
I'm comfortable on this boat.
He gets it. He gets me.
I should put this another way. Unless you agree to help me, none of you are leaving this tent.
See, that's something I can understand. Let's talk business.
Excellent. Now,
but why do you need us to help you? That's what I don't understand.
The death threat had me past the why.
Most of Changeling society is interestingly encumbered. You're not. We made sure.
we?
We? Yes, we.
I'm assuming that the murder council?
Oh,
Yeah.
The murder court?
yes. It is a dramatic name. People insist on calling us that.
I thought it was a bird thing.
Really? Why would you think it's a bird thing?
A murder of crows. Come on, you're made of edge. You should get it.
I mean,
I'm made of edge?
Yeah, you're pointy.
I'm a bird.
Wait until you see how pointy I can be.
Iris, is she hitting on me?
No, I am not hitting.
Not yet.
Damn, she's got good
This up
ears.
and you will get hit.
Right.
Okay.
Do I have my bow staff?
Yes. In fact,
So-
you have all of your treasures and all of your things. Annette does not particularly feel worried by that, and you can tell that.
Corey.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
You kind of need to work on your game a little bit if you really, really want to stand a chance.
I just want to get out of the tent alive.
As much as this
help her.
is all very interesting. La Coca, give me your side, please.
I'll hold it out, but I won't let go.
Good. No? Something easier then. Help me, please.
Son of a bitch, I'm in.
Thank you. Mac, I know it's terrible of me to bring up an old debt. But
It's not old if it hadn't been filled yet.
It's time to bring it up, and I need your help.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. The two of you will be released from the tent when I find out the answers of the rest of the people here. Otherwise, I'm going to have to work on evacuating this entire riot, and you'll just kind of be in the way.
It's just like a prisoner's dilemma type of thing. Like if one of us says no, we're all fucked and we're all staying in here.
No, I'll simply work with the ones who agree to work with me.
That's fair.
I know this is a very cloak and dagger sort of situation, but also I can't tell you anymore, and I find threats work the easiest.
You know, you catch more flies with sugar than vinegar.
Yes, but they often take weeks, and I don't have weeks. I have minutes.
Could you explain a little bit more about what's going on? Because you just keep explosions and
It's more of a literal explosion, I admit. Sorry, literal, figurative. I'm getting confused now. So many possible things in my head. People will not leave this riot as they were before if I do not get help, if I cannot get it from you, I will get it from someone else, or I will stop the riot.
And why us?
Because you're nobodies. No offense.
Shit, dear.
Offense?
You're no one anyone has important enough has taken any notice of yet.
Well, that's certainly not true.
And
Anne's been shuffling her tarot cards,
Mhm.
and she pulls out 4 wands, and she says, "Fine, I'll do it."
I knew you would be part of it. I swear it gets a lot more pleasant in a minute here.
Do you have tea?
Of course I have tea. I just got in this tent.
Tea.
All right, I'll do it. He gets me. He's joining in. I don't want to fucking die or whatever the fuck. So sure.
Excellent. That just leaves my Lady Fair Sheen and my Lady Fair Selkie.
Oh, I'm in. I have nothing better to do. I just like answers.
Okay. Excellent.
I will on one condition.
Speak it.
This one, and she points to Neil, must admit that I am not shit here.
Oh, Lord.
We're going to be here for a while, I see.
Between a naga and a
Just
shitty
throw
horse.
hands over it. The winner gets to pick the tier of the loser.
I'm down for that.
Look, lady, just
But listen, your muscle can't help. That's the thing.
I don't wanna.
Just a simple.
All right, what do we say? What do
I'm
we say?
sorry. Just a simple. I'm sorry, Iris. You're not shit here.
I don't fucking know you, so fuck off.
And it doesn't mean anything, please God.
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to need you to roll to resist this person's persuasion, please.
Me?
Yes, you.
Okay.
They're about to manipulate you. So if you would like to not be manipulated, please roll wits and empathy so I know how well you know you're being manipulated.
This
I'll
is
run around
going
and like
great.
place it on the floor.
Can I also? Just confirm it. I'm not shit here.
I got a 6 and a 1.
Yeah, there are no successes there.
Yeah, I figured.
That's technically a botch, but it doesn't really matter here because she goes, just say it and we can all be done with this.
Fine, you're not shit here.
Thank you. Now is that so hard?
Good. And she claps her hands and the imprisoning feeling of this tent fades away. Now, it's still a tent, but it is definitely a slow tent, and there is tea. And as she promised, there was tea. And she says, see, this is so much easier. Now, unfortunately, this whole matter of the portal has brought a number of interestingly unsavory people here, and we've been keeping track of a number of them for a while. But this is more important, because if we do not get everything straightened out today, everyone is going to have their minds interestingly manipulated, and people will not be who they were at the end of this. Now, there is a trigger we need to disable, and I need people to help me who won't be noticed, which is why we've come to you. So, also, I will need this to not come to the attention of the court. No one associated with Queen Laurel is to know.
I think I just realized something. You picked us because we're nobodies, and nobody would miss us. Is this going to kill us?
I mean, everything might kill you, my dear, but it's not because I'm intentionally trying to kill you, no.
There's another word that we could have used for that, but, you know, we can't fucking say that shit anymore, apparently.
I mean, in the end, we all started expendable, and we work our way up from there.
Coco used to be indisposable. Let's go.
Cool. I love a man who can really just get down to business. I knew I saved you for a reason.
Iris, is she hitting on me?
I don't know.
Okay.
She hands Anne's tea, and she goes, "Dear, is there anything your cards say before we get started?"
How did you know it was around my card? So perceptive. 8 of Cups.
Cups are traditionally positive.
Moving on.
Quick question.
Yes.
Because, like,
I wasn't going to say it.
I'm blind. I have many a joke on that one, I've been told.
no, but cards and your eyes, are they braille?
Yes. Very much brown.
That is so fascinating.
I'm a soothsayer for the court in Chicago. So I'm, shall we say, well known within that realm.
That is so cool.
The cards speak to me about the problems or situations at hand. The 8 of Cups is moving on and our journey's bad.
This is wonderful. This is cool. This is cool. Corey, this is so cool.
No, man.
Excellent. So this is a relatively easy task, at least as far as any task we have. There is a prize to be given for the grand tournament. Tomorrow, technically now. And within the prize, there has been buried a trigger that we are certain will go off should it be handed out. Your task is to ensure that the prize mysteriously goes missing before it can be given away.
Okay.
Any noise coming from it? Any ticking or anything that I could probably ascertain?
It's not that kind of trigger, dear.
Could they be more uneventful?
I mean, it could have been more like a bomb, yes, but I don't suppose it is actually a bomb. I don't really know.
Wait, how do we know what we're supposed to take if we don't know what it is?
The prize is definitively easy to find. It is a cup that is supposed to bestow a boon from Queen Laurel upon its recipient.
Cool.
Right. However, we are very aware that it will not bestow any boon from Queen Laurel at this point. So, it isn't it's an interesting task, and one I'm certain all of you can accomplish. Also, we will be watching. We always are.
I'd expect nothing less than you not to watch.
Exactly. Those who almost did spot me, well, hear me. You can see the head tilt.
Really? Must have my hearing then.
I promise this was a lot more dramatic in nature than it is actually in practice. Gray, you keep staring at me as if you have a question.
You don't know what it is.
No.
How do you know that it's there?
Well, because everything moves when things change. And changeling society, as you get older and more tired, you find out that everything has a contract and everything has a tie. And when the ties start shattering and breaking and falling apart, you know that something's wrong. So you start looking for the source of that. And when you find it, you find what they're doing. But there's nothing at all I can do about the source. There's not anything I can even say about the source. I can only push things in the other direction.
Looks like you're going to have to find your own answers, Gray.
Right.
The answer came.
Yeah.
Knight of Swords. Hasty action and charging.
Hmm.
They want to make a statement.
Yes.
But it is.
Gray. You have a feeling that you're about to say something stupid.
And that feeling all the time.
Yes. However, you have that feeling that you're about to say something very true or very prophetic. And you have an opportunity to either say it or not, but you will still know what it is.
I'll say it.
All right. Gray opens her mouth and says, "The murder court opposes Queen Laurel.
Knight of Swords it is.
And then it says, "That is an unfortunate side effect."
Calls them like I see them. Or as I don't see them, sometimes.
Very well. Well, then I suppose I should state for the record that not every member of the murder court has the same motives, but we have not always traditionally opposed her. She has simply made it impossible for us to do otherwise.
Can we do the job? I'm really uncomfortable now.
Can I keep the cup after we take it?
I mean, yes, but you still have to bring it back to me because it will still have the trigger within it.
Fair.
And for your service in this matter, I'm willing to offer the loyalty of the murder court to you in protecting you from whatever consequences may come.
Sold.
Is that really a payment?
Yes.
Because you're having us do something for you, and you don't want anyone to know. Wouldn't covering it up be in your best interest and not in ours?
No, because as you quite accurately identified, you're all expendable, and no one's seen you come here.
Man, beggars and choosers, you don't hold the cards.
I'm still kind of stuck on the whole murder court thing.
Yeah, protection
Birds.
from the murder court is like going fishing for vegetables in a slaughterhouse.
I
but
just
would like
think-
something tangible as well.
Yes, I just think, what if we did this and didn't require you to cover anything up? Then we just did something flawlessly for you. And we're also putting ourselves at a risk here. I'm going to use my fast talking ability.
Absolutely. I'm going to put the difficulty.
It's my 4 dots in manipulation, so I have fast talking.
Yep.
And I'm just trying to see if I can just gain some sort of benefit. So
Difficulty
I think
6.
okay, and would it just be manipulation?
I was looking down the list here. I'd go for politics if you have any.
Cool.
If I see that Anne has already poured herself some tea, I will
difficulty
eat the
6?
teapot.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I got a 9, 8, 10, 6, 5.
Okay.
And she gives a little wink. Just
Annette looks like she's actually considering what you said. And she goes, yes, I can understand if you don't know what the murder court is, how our protection might not feel tangible to you.
then at least have it in writing. That would at least be
I'm willing to bring someone in to draw up a contract.
that at least sounds much more tangible than just
Excellent.
words.
Give me one moment. And she closes her eyes. And the Pisky, who came and gave you your side, comes in He goes, hey, and finger guns at you.
Of course it does.
It's like, I knew you wanted it. I mean, I could have left it with Dwellin. Dwellin means well, and he's an excellent jailer. Because, and it was really, really hard to make sure he was stationed there, because everybody loves Dwellin as a jailer. He tries to talk people out of their bad ways. It's fantastic. Anyways, he goes, I'm needed. Oh, by the way, I am Jiminy. It's nice to meet all of you. I'm so glad, because if I'm coming in here, you're all going to be like friends. It's going to be great. Great! I'm so excited.
Little dude, I love your energy.
It's like,
What's that?
What is what? Oh,
I can't. Hit me, I can't see you.
oh, hi,
Who are you?
I'm Jiminy. I'm a Pisky. I'm kind of awesome, but I think I'm here to help y'all draw up a contract, which is usually what I do.
She'll pull out of her purse, a small little crystal bauble, and kind of try to hand it towards the voice.
He's like, okay, I don't always accept, because I'm here to draw up a contract. Is like, do you want something from me, or like, what's
She did the
happening
same
here?
fucking thing to me. She did the same fucking thing to me, dude.
Why always give those to pixies? I'd rather give them than have them stolen.
He grabs it. He's like, it is very shiny. I like that it's shiny.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I have a question. What does everyone have in their pockets?
Okay, I'm just gonna stand up.
Fuck. All that shit I just bought.
What
I have everything.
pockets? There are none. It's just
Fair.
She has a closed purse now, with
Yep.
only her cards in her hands.
Okay.
it's just
You keep everything in the
that's-
beehive?
it's the beehive. It's just the beehive's her purse now. That is now canon.
That's beautiful.
Beehive
It's
of
just-
holding.
Yes.
It's the beehive of holding.
Oh, damn.
There's a legendary item. I might just got random shit in my pockets.
Damn. Okay.
Bus pass.
Pardon?
I just did bus pass.
Okay. Well,
Phone, wallet, keys, pocket knife, handgun.
okay.
I'm just trying to think. Would I have a pistol in my beehive?
Yes.
Why? Why wouldn't you?
Cool.
It's a bee shooter.
Cool. So, out of those options, I believe he's probably going to steal the pistol out of your beehive. Given that he mooched it, he now has your pistol. And he goes, that is the coolest place to put a pistol. Like, it's the best place. And he turns to Annette and he's like, did you see where she put it? It was awesome.
I was wondering why my hair felt lighter.
He goes,
That's why you always pay a pixie off first.
yeah, like it's a trait. I'm working on it, but like it's kind of useful. Like I know you have like a gun and a knife, and why do you only have a bus pass? Like, how were you going to pay for shit while you were here? Like, were you just going to enter contracts with everybody? That feels like really wrong and bad.
Everything's in my tent. I was literally just listening to stories before I came here.
That's a good explanation. I didn't think of that. Why didn't I think of that? And he looks at Annette, and she's just like,
I don't even know why I had my bus pass still in my pocket. I must have just forgot to take it out.
Annette's just like, Jiminy, just draw up a contract. That's all I'm asking you to do. You don't need to make friends with everyone we come in contact with. It's not a thing. You're not even a cricket. You're a biscuit. Because Yeah.
I'm glad someone else is fucking thinking of it, because even I'm not that fucking rude.
Jiminy,
Mm-hmm.
can I please have the bee shooter back?
Oh, yeah. Like, you're gonna need that, so sure.
Thank you.
He goes, okay, so what contract am I writing?
In exchange for our services in preventing the aforementioned explosion and retrieving of the cup that is the source of said explosion, we would be under the protection of the murder court.
He goes, is that what you want me to write? And he looks at Annette kind of surprised, and he's like, well, apparently my assurances aren't enough. So maybe take out the bit about the explosion, since I'm not really certain how it's going to go off.
Well, the explosion was the mutually agreed term of failure.
Excellent. He's like, okay. And he looks around, and then he holds up the bauble, and he's like, fine. And he starts whispering to the bauble. Now, the bell you heard before is a signal of contracts going off, but everyone has a slightly different thing that happens when they do it. And he starts whispering to the little bauble. And he whispers approximately what you just said, Iris, minus the explosion bit, because nobody's certain how this is going to work out, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And he adds the bit that you have to return the item to the murder court.
Yes.
Right. So, this
okay. And those terms are agreeable.
Right. And as he does that, he closes his hand over the bauble, and you hear that kind of weird tinkling noise, and he's like, yeah, I really wish I had something cooler when that happened.
May I consider confetti?
It's like, I wish I could do that. Confetti would be so cool. Confetti cannon! Can you make me a confetti cannon? And he turns to Anil.
Well, it'd be hard to get like confetti to survive the explosion, unless you want like an air cannon of confetti, or like what is the propulsion method of preference?
You look like I'm a knocker or a duel. I'm not a knocker. I'm a pisky who does contracts. He holds out the bead. He's like, it doesn't really matter who has this now on this side, but if y'all want to hold on to it to feel better, I get it.
That would make me feel better, thank you.
If no one else claims it, he will give it to Mac, because he is a big troll.
I'll make you your fucking confetti gun. It might take me some time. I have some other shit I want to make first.
Like,
Eventually you'll get your confetti gun, Jiminy.
Sweet. I knew this was going to be a great riot. I mean, minus the bad things and the people and no, it's still going to be a good riot. Riots are awesome. Rock on.
Jimmy?
Stop scratching my chair.
Don't ever stop being you. Just don't ever stop. You are just an absolute delight.
Yep, no one ever sees me coming, and he skips out.
Okay, it's still there. Good.
It's like, do you all feel more comfortable? Does anyone want more tea? Would you like something to eat, Anne?
That would be delightful, yes.
She passes over a plate of moldy bread.
Take a piece or two and start eating it.
They both act like this is perfectly normal.
No. They're making Iris a little uncomfortable.
Yes, she does seem to be a little alarmed at our habits. Do you want anything, Lakoka? Please don't eat the furniture.
Can
I'm
we go
making
do
no
the
promises.
Pardon?
Can we go do the thing?
Yes, absolutely. The door's just there.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, man, I had to pee.
I have ADHD. I cannot sit here this long.
All right, we will take a So, you exit the tent from where you found Annette and Jiminy, and you exit back out into the dreaming area of the market. It is exactly the same as you found it. It is probably about 3 hours later, though, comparatively. At least from what sense you can get while you're in here, because in here it can be a little wibbly wobbly depending on who's using what. Everything seems very normal. Very normal. And the tent behind you seems pretty normal too. And this is part of the Sluagh encampment. Nobody seems to be giving it any special attention. Everybody give me a perception and awareness, please.
Awareness or alertness?
Alertness, sorry. Vampire has awareness, and I forget sometimes.
What's the number we're looking to meet or beat?
6.
2 successes.
Yes, 1 6.
Okay.
4 successes.
All right, everybody on the right panel. Use.
Hold on, I'm still mathing. Sorry.
So Iris, Anne, and Cormac.
7 for me.
Okay, and Lagoka, you all hear the cry of a crow.
Murder.
I think it's murder when there's more. I think one is just a crow.
It's a sign of death.
Also, I want to point out that you live in a society that has pukas.
True. Is it a noisy puka? Mac, I can't see. Do you see it?
No.
Yeah, there's just...
Lakoka, you see crow print on the ground, though, because of how high your success were.
So I see crow prints on the ground or another crow?
Just crow prints. You don't actually see a crow, just evidence of a crow.
Okay.
So, do we know where they're keeping the thing that we're trying to steal, the cup, right?
Yes. Well, it's most likely on display in the arena for the champions competition. It is a physical competition. It does have rules. It doesn't have as many rules as you would like. So it doesn't forbid all arts, just some. It forbids things like sovereign, because I'm too cool to be having this moment, and that makes for very boring fights. It forbids most of the social stuff, but things like Dragon's Ire and Primal and Skycraft and all of that is, if it can impact you physically, it can be used. And so a lot of the knights and even some of the dukes will take part, although the dukes do it performatively more than anything else. They're not really interested in winning because they don't need the boon most of the time. Also, the Unseelie members of the various Unseelie houses, which normally do not get dukedoms, are very keen to participate because they are allowed to participate during a riot, and because they can get a boon out of a Seelie house.
So, it doesn't seem like it's going to be easy for us to get in there, or it might be like a museum. Oh, is this a museum heist? I've always wanted to take part in one of those.
You're adorable.
Oh,
If I could just get close to it for a minute, we could probably sail away.
For storytelling purposes, things that people would know about being changelings, a lot of cantrips have conditional triggers on them, so you don't necessarily need to worry about protecting certain things because the condition won't be met if they get stolen. Does that make sense? So it has to be awarded in this fight for the condition to be met to get the boon. However, if it is taken before or by cheating or some other thing, the boon will not be activated because the conditional trigger has not been met. Also, but I would worry about things like Laurel declaring a champion when the fight's not over.
So, we go in.
Okay.
We take it. We go out. We're good, right?
It warded.
I can make a copy of it.
Make a copy of it.
Ooh.
That is an excellent idea.
How?
Are we going to
You'll
Indiana
switch it up.
Jones this?
Why not? Make a copy.
Yeah.
Ariel.
Well, the problem is I gotta get the original.
Couldn't you craft one?
Not quite.
Well,
I couldn't.
I probably could.
I was talking to Admiral. The
I know.
knocker. Anil, sorry.
It's okay.
Apologies.
I would say you can call me Anne, but you know.
I'd say Betsy, but then, well, there's a little stigma with that one. Well, could you, Anil, make one?
I mean, probably. I'd have to get a good look at it to see what it looks like, but the cup's not that hard. It's not too different from what I normally make.
So,
Then,
sorry, just a quick aside here. The cup is on display as like this is what you can win kind of moment.
Okay.
So it is very easy to go up and just look at. If you try to wander off with it initially, somebody's going to be like, hey, you know.
All right. Can I make like an intelligence investigation to see how like? Actually, wait. I have an eidetic memory.
Mm-hmm.
I can just look at it and I will know exactly what it looks like.
Yes, you can.
I will do that.
Cool. So if you make your way through the riot, you will see all your usual things. The championship arena is sort of levitated over the mirror glass of Lake Louise on this side, just because it looks really, really cool to have a fight above Lake Louise. Also, there are a number of changelings who can fly. There are a number of changelings who can blow wind from places. There are a number of changelings who can take advantage of up and down space, and so it gives the most fair playing ground for the most number of people in this space. However, there is it's built sort of like a stadium in that there's still seating around it, so you can go up and go into the seating to look at things from there. And of course, you cannot look at the things, but you can hear the things, and people can guide you up the steps, and or you can make your own way up, however you would like to do that. Also, there's a number of people who are just going up there just for the thrill of it. It is a really good view of the market itself. It's a really good view of things like there's hot air balloons going up right now that are filled with like sparkles and that rain puppies and just, ridiculous things that people are proving they can do for the purposes of impressing during the riot.
Quay.
Oh, were you saying? Yes, ma'am.
It's raining puppies.
Yes, it is.
Oh, isn't that just so delightful? What happens when they hit the ground?
They currently explode, not like into like sparkles, so it's kind of like puppy, and then sparkles.
I don't know if that's better or worse.
I'm gonna go worse. Anil, are we gonna go take a look at the cup? I think we should.
Yeah, let's go. Get me away from these fucking death puppies. Jesus Christ. Depress the fucking piss out of me.
This is so sad.
They're not real puppies. They're just illusions, guys.
Listen,
you underestimate the empathy.
They're not even hurt. They're just sparkly.
Listen, I don't fucking like kill puppies in video games or some shit. Like they're all ones and zeros, but
we always try to pet the dog.
Always, and you can't pet exploding puppies.
You can't pet exploding sparkle puppies.
And would you take me over so you can describe to me what this cup looks like?
I would be happy to do that, Anne.
Thank you. I can't see puppies, and I'm not even sure I want to know what's going on.
It's fucking depressing.
It's bad.
Good.
It's gruesome, but like Lisa Frank gruesome,
Lisa Frank? Who's that?
You know what? Missed that one.
There are real puppies here, guys, if you'll want to pet puppies. They're just not.
Alright, after we save this riot, we need to pet puppies as a palate cleanser.
Okay.
I agree.
I've never been any pets.
Alright. We go to the cup.
Yeah.
So the cup itself is not, and it is shaped like your traditional trophy. However, it is made out of glass, and the interior of it, instead of being hollow, has a replica that actually moves of Kier Frost.
The actually moves part is going to be tricky.
So here's my question: can I touch the cup?
No.
Tits. Okay.
Currently, no. There's just too many people here, and there are a couple of troll guards standing around. You would be immediately, stopped from just approaching it. However, there is staff for this arena, too, so there would be people who could get access to certain things here. Won't call them janitors, because you don't really need janitors here, but there are people who can help you with seating, and people who can assist you with, getting situated. There are people checking people who want to participate in the competition there are people who will tell you what the rules of the competition are. So, there's staff around.
So, I'm going to find someone who looks like they're puppy sparkle janitorial staff, because somebody's got to clean up those sparkles.
Okay.
I'm going to follow Iris.
I'm going to try to find someone who looks like that they are staff here.
Okay. All of the staff are in some way affiliated with House Fiona at this point, because you are in Queen Laurel's space. So you would have access to them anyways. You are titled with House Fiona.
Excuse me?
Oh, yes. And you look at a taller girl. She has, I'm trying to think of how to describe her. She has a bit of a tawny red type hair color, but it also kind of fades down into her neck, and it kind of looks like it goes from hair to fur. It's interesting. She is probably about 5'10". She is slender. She is also very like white and black in places that don't seem to make a whole lot of sense right now, but she seems helpful.
That's the championship cup down there, isn't it?
No.
Oh, I got this right away. Yep. I was wondering if you were aware that there was, like, it's cloudy.
I mean, I think it's... She looks up and she's like, I mean, you could say so.
No, I was wondering, has it been cleaned recently? It looks cloudy. Like, that is just, oh my goodness. Here. And she's gonna reach into her beehive and pull out a rag. And she's like, excuse me. Do you mind? I have a friend here who can, quickly. Do you mind if they quickly just polish it? That looks super cloudy. Do you want someone to see this? And it's so embarrassing.
Roll me some sort of manipulation check here.
Let's get a break if this works.
I want to put my fast talking into this.
Believe in the beehive.
The power of the beehive. Do you want me to roll anything else besides manipulation?
Persuasion.
Yeah.
And your difficulty is, oh Lord, 7.
That's just 3.
She beat it by 1. She goes, I mean, I see what you mean about it looking cloudy, but I really shouldn't go touch it because Alduin Ironclaw over there, he gets really mad when people get near it, and like, I don't want to get in trouble. Like, have you met him? He's so impressive. I love him so much.
Oh, you want to impress him?
Well, I mean, he's never going to look at a puka like me.
Oh my goodness, sweetie. He doesn't realize what an amazing person you are, though. You know, he probably doesn't even know how to treat a lady like yourself.
Yeah, but like, he's a knight, and like, I'm just sort of pledged myself, and this is like a good opportunity for me to like prove that I love House Fiona. I mean, it's been great and all of that. What do you know about Puka, Iris?
Me as a Michelle, or me
Actually,
as a...
roll me, I think, intelligence kenning here.
Intelligence and Ken.
And I know you know what the problem is with this Puka.
Yeah, intelligence and... What was the second?
Kenning. Difficulty 6.
Oh, kenning, I was like, cunning? Like,
No.
C, not with a K?
No.
And the DC was what?
6.
I got a 0 and a 6.
Cool. 1
So
success.
3 again.
There's something you're supposed to... Oh. Yeah, no, you would know. Pukas lie. They have to lie.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever they're telling you
is not the truth.
Is not completely the truth, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ask it too many direct questions, it's gonna stare at you awkwardly.
I'm so sorry for stressing you out, dear.
I'm like, oh, it's okay. I mean, I don't know what to do sometimes, and there's a lot of glitter, and this is fun.
Did you see the puppies?
I did see the puppies. It was good. That was great, right? Great puppies, right?
Hey, it's okay.
Forgive me, did you say the cup was cloudy. I'm not able to see, but it was described to me as being a little lackluster. Is there any way that we're shining this, of course?
I mean,
Sorry. I'm figuring out if the puka can tell you the truth.
I don't expect it to tell me the truth.
Goes, well, I mean, lots of people kind of like getting near the trophy, so,
Come. I'm a lady of House Dougal. Do you expect anyone here to see the glorious cup not shined with brilliant?
oh my goodness, Lady of House Dougal. Oh my goodness, this is such an amazing, wonderful thing. How horrible that the cup is in this state in front of your presence.
No, that's atrocity. How could Tausiana come from this?
The puka looks very alarmed and goes, I'll get my manager, and hops off.
I'm just really fake hair in this.
So I'm just now realizing. I'm just now realizing we totally could have used the bend. We got a blind lady who wants to see the cup to touch it.
Okay.
I feel like I'm a little late on this one.
I also want to point out that if y'all are just going to steal the cup, everybody's going to know it's gone. You don't have a replica yet.
No,
I'm
we're
working
trying
on
to
it.
touch it.
I'm literally going to work on it. It's
Yes.
literally going to be me, not you.
This is my gentle nudge that we don't have a whole lot of time, and maybe coming up with a plan tonight is the better idea, and we'll work on stealing it next time.
Not an unfair statement.
So what you're saying is that I'm not going to need the hair gun.
Not right now.
Not right now.
But you
Okay, well this is bullshit.
We are not going to shoot the cat. We are not shooting the cat.
I had the hair gun prepared.
the puka runs off and produces a boggin. She is a matronly lady with frilly green hair. She's really, she has a lovely little apron on. It's very frilly. She goes, I am Birch Thunderjacket. What, you were having a problem?
Bert, darling.
So I was always wondering, what is going on with the cup? I've heard it's lackluster. This is true.
Oh, is there a problem with the cup? She looks around and she's like very concerned.
No, it was a bit cloudy.
Oh, I'll get on that right away. And she bustles over and she wipes off the cup, and she waves at one of the trolls. She's like, "Hi, Alduin. Some of our guests just said it was a little cloudy. I'll get it all straightened away. Don't you worry."
And we'll say to Iris, watch exactly where the security is and everything, so that when we actually do the replica, we know how the security works.
If everybody who is looking for security will roll me either use perception and streetwise, or there is a security thing you have, and I will allow you to use your ability to understand security to find people.
Alright, so do I get anything else because of said eidetic memory, which I'm just going to use the shit out of?
You can remember everything you saw if you want to review it later.
Okay, alright.
What's the check?
It's perception and streetwise, or perception and security, and for this it's just a 6, because they're not 3. 1,
That's a 4 for me.
2, 4.
3 for me.
Okay. So everybody with 3 and below, you notice the troll guards that has a knight. You notice the janitorial staff is largely made up of boggins and pukas and that kind of stuff. There's not a huge number of them, but they do exist. For those of you above 3, there are a couple of slua up above in the stands that are just not doing anything, which is kind of weird. So they're clearly watching stuff up there. Also, it's less noisy up there, and that's where slua tend to be. And also, there is a bit of knocker tech around the edge of the arena. Though what it does, you don't know.
Can I make an intelligence and crafts roll, or an intelligence and security to see what exactly the knocker tech does?
Yeah, use your craft.
All right.
And for you, this is a 5 because this is your area of expertise. It's not, once you've spotted it, it's not hard.
So 5 for, like, assuming 5 dice and then +1 for crafts because I have 1 in crafts?
Yes, and then, but the difficulty is 5. So
difficulty is 5. Okay, sorry, I misunderstood. 5.
Okay, great. So part of this knocker tech is designed for the matches themselves. There's a certain number of vowels and stuff that it'll set off. It also is designed once the match has gone off to make sure that the cup stays within the arena area, just to prevent sneaky people from running off with it in the middle of the fight. But other than that, it's not designed to imagine somebody's trying to run off with it prior to the fight, because you still need Queen Laurel to declare a winner.
Okay.
You know, that cup is definitely looking much better now, much better.
He goes, oh, I'm so pleased to have Lady of Fiona like our work. It's been a very busy time, but of course, if you have any more problems...
You know the person who fetched you, the person I was speaking to earlier?
Oh, yes, Jeannie.
Jeannie is an absolute delight.
She means well.
No, I think that one there is the good keeper.
Well, I will definitely take your recommendation in mind.
Oh, she was very, very insightful.
Yes, I mean, all puka are a little mischievous, but she's a red panda, and so she's even a little more mischievous than some.
Thank you, I do appreciate it. I'm going to go over to my comrades now. Thank you.
Excellent. Also, from the conversation with the puka, you figured out that the captain of the guard here, he is Alwyn Irontongue. That is actually a person she was talking about. And he is a troll. So, Mac, that's a thing you know.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably under contract to guard this space and ensure no shenanigans go off, because trolls are great for that.
Okay, so we'll make the cup. I'll try to make it as fast and as accurate as possible. And then, how long do we have until the tournament? Till tomorrow?
Yeah, the
Perfect.
tournament will go off at sundown tomorrow. It's going to be an evening affair. You can tell that this arena is going to light up. It's going to look really, really cool on its mirror surface, but right now you probably have a little more than 24 hours to do something about it.
Okay.
There are more than one way to help through this. For those of you with the tournament, if you want to take some time to distract people, you can sign up for the tournament. It is likely that you will be eliminated in early rounds if you actually go through with it, but it's a way to get in front of people who are in charge of the tournament. You can talk your way through it. You can sing your way through it if you want to. If you want to set up and just have a concert in the middle of the arena, as long as you're not bothering anybody else particularly. Most people will let you right now because it is a riot and you are supposed to be trying to show off to some extent. So there are lots of options in terms of distractions, abilities, and things to do. So with that, and this cup that you are all tasked to acquire, we're going to end this for tonight. I hope everybody has had a wonderful time. I am Spectre. You can catch up with us on our Discord, which will be in the Twitch. You can follow us here on Twitch and use your Amazon Prime subscription if you want to follow us. You follow us like us, subscribe to us, all those usual wonderful things. We will be uploading all of these episodes to YouTube probably 2 or 3 days after the show goes up, so you can catch up with us